coming up today on the Prosperity Nation podcast.
That's all it is. And so if you can really just simplify it all, then you can stop losing money on your own self, because if you are in money chaos, you are losing money, and that money is costly. A lot of money gets lost. Welcome to the Prosperity Nation podcast. We're so excited to be here with you. And, our only purpose is to help you increase your prosperity. And we do that by helping you increase your awareness. We like to talk about money. Don't you, Elise?
Right. Oh, I love it. It's my favorite subject.
We told everybody we'd kind of let this podcast unfold as we create and kind of develop it, right? And now we're at the stage where I got to banter you. So I thought about something to banter you about.
Okay.
You told me one time that you used to be called, what was it? DJ Lizard? Come on now. Come on, you got to tell a story.
Yes. I don't have my hoodie with me. Okay, well, I love music. That's like one of my passions, it's just music, and it just is something, I played it, I know how to read it, and it just sticks, to me. It's one of my things. So I always have music playing all the time. I always was like the, resident DJ at little get-togethers. My friends would always have me put playlists on and all that stuff. So, oh gosh. So
where did the lizard come from? I gotta know. Why the lizard?
Okay. I was getting into that. So my name is Elise. That's not my real name. My full name is Elizabeth. My mom was very specific that it was not Elizabeth, because apparently when I was born or something, people made fun of Elizabeth because they were called Lizard or Lizzie or lizard breath. That was a specific thing she said. And I'm like, this is not real. So my friends didn't believe me while I was at a wedding out of the country. And so I called my mom on speakerphone and had her tell the story to all of my friends as to why my name is Elizabeth, not Elizabeth.
Well, I always thought my name is, you effing little beep.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't know how she came up with this story, but it's legit. You can ask my mom. And so, of course, my friends thought that was hilarious. So they naturally started calling me Lizard. With my music obsession, they just put those two together, and that's how DJ Lizard formed.
All right. So can we start calling you that on the show?
Oh, sure.
Come on, DJ Lizard. Sure. Or can we DJ Lizzie for short?
DJ Lizzie. God, that's horrible. Whatever, Yeah. But that's the DJ Lizard story. Now you know.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, we got to hear the music. Now, I know there's always awesome music playing with our podcast because we
follow me on my Spotify. Just kidding. I don't have one.
Yeah, because your social media is like 10 years out. Right?
I do have a Spotify, but it is not DJ Lizard.
Good to know.
Well, enough about me, Angie.
Yeah.
What are we doing today?
And now we're going to... I thought you were going to say something about me. Right on to the show. Here we go. No. Okay. All right, good. I want to talk about Money Found today. Are you cool with that?
Okay. Yeah, I love it.
We found tons and tons of money in what we do in a very short period of time. And I thought, well, hey, people want to know, right? People want to know. And so we want to tell you what we did and what we do and why we're doing it, why we care, all of this. It's always been a fun thing for me, and I know for you too, Elise, that
I love it.
When we get people's money, it's a mess. It's always money chaos. People tend to get very bad advice of what to do with their taxes and their accounting, and, bookkeepers try to be CFOs sometimes and get things not quite as orderly as they should be.
Yeah.
And we cleaned it up and we look, and holy smokes, there's a lot of money we find in the mistakes and the messes and the missed opportunities. And so we started writing stories about it. That's been the fun thing that we're doing. This is why the podcast even started, is because we need to talk about this. Not necessarily because we're going to be the only money finders, because everybody can be a money finder. I asked myself this question a couple months ago. I said, well, why do we care about these money found stories? Like, who cares if we find money? Like, of course, people don't want to lose money. I get that. But why do I care? And to me, the bottom line was that, look, if we are finding the money, that means it's not going to your goals. And what we care about is that you are putting your money into your goals in life, and that you're not letting your dreams die because you're having an excuse that you don't have enough money for it. So we don't want to see dreams die. We want to see dreams come to life. And we know that if we close all the money leaks and we simplify the taxes and all the things that we do, that our goal is to get that money directly into those goals. So that's kind of how it started.
Yeah. What do you have a favorite? Honestly, favorite money found story?
Well, I have a lot of stories because it's so fun. I mean, geez, Elise, just yesterday you found 20 grand. So, I mean,
that's true. This morning,
$20,000 yesterday. You found money.
Yeah. This morning, I think another 15. Something
this morning? Oh my gosh. You're surpassing me as the money finder.
That's my
this
goal.
is so great. Yeah. Well, let's explain. Let's explain what we mean by money found, because I think that's important, because I don't want to mislead anybody. Like, we do not want to mislead anybody. We don't want you to think that just because we found $15 million last year that we had a pile of $15 million of cash sitting on our desk. I wish, but we didn't. So we categorize money found primarily in 3 areas. I'm going to make sure I got this right here. Okay. Category 1 is where we get money back for someone. So we call up and get it back from a vendor, or we get it back on an amended return, whatever it is, we get it back, real cash. Category 2 is money that we've saved people from paying. So oftentimes they don't even know that they didn't even have to pay it, because we just stopped it. And we'll talk about some more of that. And category 3 is that we found the money, but we can't get it back. It's lost forever, which is terrible. I know. That's the part I hate, don't you?
I hate those ones. It's the worst. Yeah.
It was really bad last year when, a couple of years ago, the rules came out where you could deduct all of your state tax through your entities on your S-corps and stuff. And it was so surprising how many people were coming to us that their CPAs weren't doing it for the last 2 years. And it was like hundreds of thousands of dollars that they lost. It was shocking. So, yeah. So we can't get that back for them, unfortunately, but at least we stopped them from paying it going forward, which was really good. So, these 3 categories, we, over the last 18 months, have found over $15 million. Elise found $15,000 today. Which category was that in? Elise, tell us about that.
Stops from paying, I think.
Stop from paying?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Oh, man. Well, honestly, it's a lot in the accounting, really. A lot of people think that a lot of the tax savings is in the taxes, but it starts with the records.
Sure does.
If you don't have proper records of, proper accounting records and proper books, and your books aren't clean, it's really hard to do anything. So I had a client, and I was just reviewing everything in preparation for their tax returns. And it was really just looking and digging through their personal stuff and their businesses and seeing how they all are related, really, is kind of what I did. And yeah, it was at least 15,000. Yeah. So it was awesome. I love it.
It's so awesome. I know that we're always pinging each other on our phones every time we find money, because we just love it so much when we save people money and get that money back in people's pockets. It's just such a fun experience. It's so much more fun than just crunching numbers and entering tax codes or something.
Boring
There's
stuff.
a reason. Yeah, exactly. But man, I tell you what, it's good. It's good stuff what we're doing here. And I was just thinking that just yesterday I sent out an engagement letter to recapture $108,000 on the last 4 years of tax returns that had missed assets, missed depreciation, missed deductions on there. Yeah. And speaking of depreciation, that's where we keep finding more and more money, right? So what was your experience the other day that you were telling me about the depreciation that was missed because assets were left off?
Yeah, that's really it. Just people don't know. They're not reporting that assets properly or at all. And so if they're not keeping adequate records, and their CPAs or tax preparers don't necessarily know, if they don't know the whole picture, they don't know that there's assets missing. So they're not going to
So
they're not going to put in depreciation. Yeah. It's not necessarily the CPA's fault or whatever, but it happens too often that, like you said, I think we have 40% of our clients so far, or less, maybe. I might be exaggerating, but we've had a bit of clients that have had depreciation errors because of accounting records. It's just not on their books.
Yeah. That reminds me too, a few years back, I found $45,000 that was sitting at the franchise tax board, and it had been sitting there for years, and nobody knew that it was there for a client. God. I know, right?
But are they not getting letters? Like what?
No,
what is happening?
No, the franchise tax board is not going to send you a letter and let you know, by the way, we've got money sitting here if you want it. No, they're going to send you letters with lots of letters when you owe them money, but it doesn't work the other way around.
That's wild.
I know. It's because it goes back to bad record keeping.
Yeah,
I think all of the underneath of all the money we found is bad record keeping, honestly.
Oh my gosh. Did I tell you the other day?
What?
I found $100,000 for a client because he did not realize he had another bank account.
Oh my God. $100,000.
Who
wish I had a missing bank account somewhere that
maybe you do. Yeah, maybe you do. Let's see. But yeah,
Come on. How could that be? How could that be that somebody doesn't know that they have a bank account somewhere with $100,000?
I'll tell you. Money chaos.
Oh yeah.
Their money is just going all over the place. They don't even know what's happening, and they're not paying attention.
Yeah, it's ins and outs and shifts. This company, that company, this company, personal needed, Venmo and PayPal.
It was auto pay.
Yeah.
I guess like they had auto pay just going to this other account for I don't know how many years.
Wow.
And they just forgot and don't look. It's wild. I do not understand.
I know. That was so great. I remember that. The client was so happy.
I know.
They took it out and paid their tax
immediately.
bill.
Yeah. Maybe we should have told them.
I know, right?
Kept it as a savings account for. But yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. It's so crazy. And I think it just really, goes to show how proper accounting can really pay off. And it's not about the tax savings. It's about how you're keeping track of everything you're doing. Yeah,
it's so important that, what we do different is that we focus on the personal finances, the personal accounting. Because what people don't know is that, yes, you have your business and your money comes out of your business. And that, most people hire bookkeepers or try to do some bookkeeping because they have to for taxes.
or do it themselves.
Yeah, do it themselves. Yeah. But the whole purpose of doing books is for taxes. That's not the whole purpose for doing books. The purpose of doing books is to hopefully help you see what's going on and where your money's going.
I did have a business owner tell me that. They're like, well, why do I have books? Why am I paying you? I mean, don't I just need books for taxes? And I'm like, oh my gosh, how are you making this much money in your business? And that's all you think it's for. It was so... I'm like, let's back up.
Well, I guess they're doing something right if they're making a ton of money.
They're making a ton of money.
Yeah, but we probably found them a couple $100,000 in taxes when we got it cleaned up, I bet, too.
We did.
Yeah, we always do.
I don't remember the number, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the personal books that actually makes the difference. And nobody knows that because nobody wants to do personal and, money. You don't want to do, first off, there is no software. I mean, you could do like Mint or something like that.
Oh, that's horrible.
Look at the little pie chart on your bank, but it doesn't tell you there's no wisdom in that. No. Okay, it's better than nothing, but...
Sure.
But accounting is a closed system. It's a double entry closed system. And there's only 4 parts to money. There's your assets, your liabilities, your income, and your expenses. And it's literally like a square. It's locked in. And if you have it all properly accounted for, you will never miss a penny. You know where every bit of money is going. And that's where people lose money because... when I used to work in a financial advisory firm, they say, we'll put together a balance sheet for the client, which is just a list of assets and liabilities. And they would just pull the current balances, which is true. That is a true, accurate balance sheet or net worth statement, the list of your assets and the list of your debts. But how do you know where all the money went for the whole year before you did that or while you did that?
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's funny because I think that's the one thing that a lot of our new clients say too when they first come to us. They're like, well, my business is doing really well. I'm making a ton of money, but I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Right. Or what we find out, which is even worse than that, it's not that their business is making a lot of money. It's that they borrowed a lot of money and they feel like it's doing well because they've got a lot of money sitting in their bank account.
That's true.
And then they get into tax trouble because their business isn't doing well and they take all those loans out in cash and they think that they're taking it out of profits.
Right.
And then they have a tax consequence because they took out more than what the company made. It's like a terrible cycle, but it's like this false affluence, It feels like you're abundant, so you want to spend, but it's only abundant because you borrowed money.
Right.
Yeah, that happens too.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. So, and that's how one of the ways that we found money too is we're like, wait a minute, stop taking out more money than the company's making so you don't have a tax consequence on those distributions you're taking out. And let's get your cash being managed so that you're not creating your own tax consequence, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a great win, but you got to have clean books and you've got to have a proactive team that you're working with. You can't wait till April and then go to your tax person and say, here you go. It's way too late. You can't do anything about it at that point.
Right. No, it's reactive. It's not proactive.
Exactly.
So I think that's what we like to do with our clients is be on the offense, right? Not the defense, you know?
Yeah, well, we want people to be at cause over their financial situation, you know, and not just be victim to whatever the IRS says. It's like, you know, the more you know, the more you can see, the more you understand what a financial statement is, you know how to read a tax return. Like, you don't have to be an expert. I can't even read those things. My eyes get dizzy. But I do know, like, assets, liabilities, income, expenses. It's only the 4 parts. I say it in a fun way. Like in my books, I call it the homes. Your homes, what you have, what you owe, what you make, what you spend. Your home, HOMS. That's all it is. And so if you can really just simplify it all, then you can stop losing money on your own self. Because if you are in money chaos, you are losing money. And that money is costly. A lot of money gets lost.
Yeah. And even like the dumb little stuff, you know, like kind of going back to the money, not being in money chaos. If your books are chaotic and you can't read them and they don't make sense, nothing's going to stand out as being like abnormal. But just the other day, I was looking at one of our clients' books, and one of the expense accounts, I think it was like marketing or something, was like thousands of dollars of higher than any other month. And I'm like, what is that? They got charged from a vendor. And I'm like, you know what? We should look into that, because a lot of times some of these auto subscriptions tend to just tack on you. Oh, you forget about them. You forget to cancel.
That's what happened to us.
That's what happened to us.
You found money for us.
I did. And I'm not proud that I found it. I should have stopped it.
I'm not proud that I lost it.
It happens all the time. Like, I had another client that had 2 DoorDash Dash Pass, monthly subscriptions on two different credit cards. I'm like, is there a reason you're a single person? Like, there's no reason you should have 2. Why? Yeah. And they're like, oh, my assistant might have set that up for me. I need to check with them. I'm like, it's only $10 a month, but you know what? $10 times how many months times how many other things you're doing this on, it adds up. But you can't see it if you don't have anything clean to look at. Yeah,
exactly. And this is why I started writing the Money Found stories. One is because we love talking about it. We just do. But what I also realized is that, from the client's point of view, they have no idea what we're doing behind the scenes. They have no idea that we have this whole financial management system that we deploy into their personal books and their business books, and it all ties together, and lots and lots of what we call FinPros, financial projects. And we're like financial project managers behind the scenes, and they don't know any of that. They just come to one of their, personal CFO meetings with us and ask their questions. We give them some guidance. They're super happy. We tell them what we found. We tell them what's going on. And that's it. But they don't know that behind the scenes, that all of that is saving them hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we said, we've got to share what we're doing, because, I realized that they're not going to see what they're paying for, because they never actually had to write a check to the IRS for $100,000, and then we got it back and they got a check back. So they don't see it. So we decided that we've got to bring it to light how costly it is for this lack of paying attention and disorder in finances. Right. And so that's why we wanted to do it. And so now we do Money Found reports, and we send those to the clients. We put them on their dashboard, things like that, so that they understand that the reason that we have to spend so much time on getting their books perfect every week, every month, so that they're at our fingertips, so that we can stop them from paying this $15 million. Like in 2017, before I sold my last CPA firm, in 2017, 2018, I found over almost $1.8 million.
Wow.
I only had a handful of clients back then, small clients, lots of money being lost.
Yeah, you don't have to make a lot of money to have big savings. And I think
That's
that's what people don't realize. They're like, well, I only make X. I'm like, you could still have a significant amount of savings or lost money or missed opportunities. Like,
so true.
Yeah.
It's saving. We found a $500,000 missed deduction on a tax return we get that depreciation over years, so that's not all at once back. But by going back over the last 4 years, that's going to be $108,000. That was what I was talking about a little bit earlier. So $108,000 back because the books, were not all organized and things were just missed. Not that the tax person did anything wrong.
No.
How would they know?
Right.
So anyways, this year, it's only a few months into the year, just in what we stopped you from paying, just that column, $708,483. Like, that's crazy.
that's wild.
I always, how did we do that? And then I go look at my spreadsheet. I'm like, oh, yeah, we did that. Oh, yeah, we did that. Oh, yeah. And then, okay, let's write the stories.
Yeah. It's all there. It's all legit. And yeah.
So, look, we could talk about it. Obviously, we have a lot of energy. We love this stuff. And we love you to find your own money, too. Like, it's not just us. So we're not doing any magic here. We're just willing to confront this. We're willing to look. We're willing to roll up our sleeves and actually pull the strings on things. So that's what I just want to leave for everybody. Like, just look. Start getting organized with your finances. You are losing a ton of money in your money chaos. And if you want to fund that money into your dreams instead of to extra vendors or to the IRS or wherever it's going to go, like, why not go back to something you care about?
Exactly.
Your life, your dreams, what's important to you. So, be your own money finder. I guess that's the message. Like, be your own money finder.
I love it. Let's get an empire of little money finders everywhere.
Yeah, that's the Prosperity Nation.
Right.
That's exactly what we're here to do, is help you put that toward your prosperity.
I know. Well, I don't know about you, but I want to hear what you guys do to find money and how much you were able to find. So if you find anything, please share that with us. stories@prosperitynation.com. Please share. We would love to hear it. If you have a really great story, I'd love to even share it with our listeners too. So send it over.
Yeah, definitely. We want to hear your stories. So help us all become money finders.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Elise, for all your hard work and for so much money that you've helped find. It's been great fun, and we just really love sharing the stories with everybody.
Absolutely.
All right. See you next time.
See ya.
Thanks for joining us today. Follow us on social media for the latest episodes, updates, and more. Like and subscribe to videos from us on YouTube, and find out more at prosperitynation.com. That's it for now. We'll see you next time on the Prosperity Nation podcast.